At least it says we are. So hello everybody and welcome to Fun in the Country Basement. Today's episode, if you will, is a little weird because we got Walter meandering around in the Orlando International Airport. Hopefully he doesn't get picked up by security because he does look like a shady character. And being that I'm already picking on Walter, I'm going to go ahead and let Walter start with his introduction first.
Real quick. Okay, can I borrow? Oh, wait just a second till I get some headphones.
Okay, well, Chris, why don't you go ahead then?
Hey, hello, everyone. I'm going to be watching how Walter handles this from the airport, just like the rest of you. How's it going? It's Sunday. It's Fun in the Country Basement. I am Chris Riley, and I will do my best not to break anything today, but there are no promises whatsoever. I do have a couple of things that I need to do, but we'll see if I get any of that done. How is everyone doing in the chat today? We have quite a few people. And Walter might be ready. Maybe not.
No, he's not ready. So I'll go ahead and do my introduction. And of course, this is Fun King 3D. For the first time on a Fun in the Country Basement in a while, hosting it here on the channel because, again, knock on wood, the computer has been doing pretty well, and I'm pretty excited. But I'm quite pleased. But my name is Glenn, if you don't know me, and Fun King 3D is a father and son channel that does 3D printing and electronic projects. And we actually got a couple of electronic projects that are coming up. We have parts arriving soon that are going to be pretty cool. A company reached out to us, and I'm not going to give it away, let the cat out of the bag, but I'm pretty excited about this that's coming up. So, Walter, are you ready?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. They can hear me. I can hear you now. I got headphones on. Hey,
Excellent.
everybody. I'm Walter, Kuntry 3D, but right now I'm at the Orlando airport, sending that one to Ireland. Hey. So she gets to go across the sea for about 5 months and study abroad. And don't ask me which one because I don't know. And I can't see the chat, so if you're saying hello, hello. All right, that's enough.
All right, let me run down the chat here really quick. Going back to the beginning, we got Radio Man, who has actually been sick. He's been trying to get his printer assembled, but he's been too sick to sit up. So my heart goes out to you, and I hope that you feel better soon. John, I'm probably going to butcher this, John, but is it Degenstein or Degenstein is here with us. Patrick Meehanhoff is here. WM3D Prints. Paul Cumber, hello, Paul. Show him from a skewed view 3D is in the house. We got Sean Gould. Shane Game Critic is here. Robert Reynolds is here. Martin from Iceland is here. 3DP Iceland. Ab Pupil is here. Richard Jorge. I'm probably butchering that one too. Scott Hackmonkey is here. Rodney Lamore is here. Laura Moore is here. Town 3D Printing Llama is here. Uncle Ron is in the house. Got to that list soon enough that it wasn't too terribly bad. So, gentlemen, well, we know what Walter's working on. He's working on hanging out. But, Chris, what are you working on today?
Well, I was actually supposed to get some parts today, or yesterday, or today, and they never showed up. But I'm still on the adventure of trying to get stock Prusa firmware to run on a clone machine. So there's some changes that I'm going to make that a little easier to do, and one of those is I'm going to swap out lead screws for separate lead screws and couplers for motors that have integrated lead screws, and that should make my life easier. So that's what I'm tearing it apart today, but I don't have the parts to put it back together yet.
What is the theory behind that? Like, I mean, what's the need?
Yeah, so because of the integrated screw, and people probably don't realize that. That's probably a good topic to cover because I get questions about dimensions. How big is this printer? Well, people don't really realize if you have a genuine Prusa, it's like 21 centimeters tall. It's a real short printer. And the reason is because they don't need as much clearance because they use that integrated lead screw.
So the coupler's not in the way.
Right, there's no coupler there, but so if you want to clone one and have a lead screw that isn't integrated, just have a coupler there, you have to move the end stop switch because it will bottom out on the coupler, no matter how short you make it. So I wanted to get away from the PCB end stop that I had on it because it was actually shortening my X scale. So I went to the bottom style end stop switch, and now I'm bottoming out. So I'm swapping out for integrated motors.
See, that's one problem I've had with the Mark 2.5 that I've got, because my frame is a different dimensions than the Prusa. So I have to go in and change the firmware.
Yeah.
I'm thinking actually one of my coming up projects, and matter of fact, really soon, like probably starting tomorrow, is going to be turning that into the Bare kit. Instead, I've got the 2040 already. I've already got all the parts that I need. You know, I'd have to drill and tap a little bit and print all the parts, but turning it into a Bare just lets me load the Prusa firmware and I'm done.
Yeah, that would make things much simpler. And that's kind of what I've never really tried to put the stock firmware on anything. And that's kind of the learning experience that I'm intending to go through, just to see what it's like. It should be interesting.
I'm still going to have that same issue though, because I don't have integrated lead screws.
Right.
I've got the couplers, and also my Z height is 485 millimeters.
Right.
So it's a Prusa machine with 485 on the Z height.
Yeah, and I'm sure with a few changes in Fusion 360, you could model yourself another part to get around that. But I just said, I'm tired of making changes to parts and things like that, so I'm just going to go with integrated motors.
Oh, are you? And I thought about it. I think in my wish list, I have a set of motors that are integrated 300 or 310 millimeter lead screws on them.
Yeah.
So I think that would let me do everything except, the Z height, and I could use the standard. Plus, I think I'd have to change a couple of my limit switches because mine are normally open where Prusas are normally closed, or vice versa. I can't remember.
Right.
So those couple of minor changes is stuff that I'm going to have to do, but I'm ready to do it that way. Whenever the firmware comes out, I can just, load it and be done with it.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because I didn't think about that until you said it, but you're right. Even the Prusa probe is a PNP, and most all the rest of them are an NPN. So I am going to have to flip-flop that.
That's right. Yep. And that's something in the firmware that you don't think about until you go to run it, and then your end stop don't work, and then you check the wire and you check everything and you go, oh wait, maybe it's the other way.
Yeah. Done that one a few times.
Yeah.
Trolling for Dollars said it's the Walter nose hair cam.
Shush up. Shut up, Trolling for Dollars.
Tom says I need stronger magnets, so more of the Allen keys wouldn't be on the floor. I don't know if you guys watched this morning's video, but I did a quick video on how to make something in Fusion 360, basically, but or how not to make it if that's how you want to go. But I just made a rack that has magnets on it that holds all the spare hex keys you get with every printer kit. And the first thing I did when I hung it up is I just started tossing stuff in its direction to see if it would stick to the magnet. And so the last 30 seconds of that video is me just tossing stuff at the rack. I was having a great time. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't watch your stream. We were driving. We left the house at 8 o'clock this morning.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you like to stream while I'm in church, so I don't get to watch it either.
All right. I may walk back outside and show these people the beautiful weather that we've got. Because it is lovely, and I can hear now, so it's not so bad.
There you go. Yeah, I need to get better aim at throwing my hex wrenches. It's funny too, because they were like, I was standing there. You know how many hex wrenches you get. I bet you I've got 40 of them just laying around, doing nothing. And
oh yeah, I don't even open the kit of the ones that come with the printer.
Yeah, it's just there's just something inside me. I can't throw them away.
Oh no, you can't throw tools away. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
There's
yeah,
starving children in Africa who need Allen wrenches.
exactly.
I'm like you though, Chris. The other day I had to tighten something up, and I'm like, okay, where did I throw that? Because it's somewhere over there. I finally found a different one, and it always seems to be the one you need.
That's right. Yeah. The tools are always in the exact place that I last used them, and that's where I put them down.
That's how I am in the garage too. But I know where everything is because, like, I go, all right, I need a screwdriver. I was working on the lawnmower. It's over here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have to do. I have to retrace my steps. What was the last thing I worked on?
Right.
Bantlar is here. 3D Printing Viking is here. Michael Fox has popped in.
Hey, and
Ricky Tanner is here.
another project, I think I talked about it last week. I got the filament in to start on the Stargate. So we'll be able to start printing out the Stargate parts and then worrying about electronics once I get closer to having all the parts printed out.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and I think there's one. The one I want to print is the one that you automatically program, and it'll do 3 or 4 different dial sequences. But there's an upgrade to it, I think, if I remember correct, because I saw it a couple years ago, where you can actually get the DHD, which has little momentary switches in it, so you can just push in what you want it to dial. So I thought that would be cool too.
That is awesome.
I should have a camera down here under the desk with me while I'm working on this. It's like working on a car up on a lift.
I was fixing to say we really don't need a camera under the desk. As everybody can see, we're having lovely weather down here in Orlando, by the way.
The palm trees are nice.
Oh, they are. They're wet and it's blowing, and it's not that cold down. It's not that cold down here though. It's probably mid-50s.
It's like 51 degrees, but the problem is the humidity is at like 9,000.
Right. I saw a guy from Minnesota this morning. We were on our way in, and we stopped at a little gas station. Oh, at one of the service plazas on the toll road, and a guy with Minnesota plates got out, and he had on like snow pants and a snow jacket and all that, and it was like 50-something degrees. And I was standing there talking to him. He goes, "Man, that water in the air just makes it so cold outside." I'm like, "Dude, it's not really that cold outside."
Yeah, Ross, geared down for what? He said it was like -12 at his house.
You can keep that kind of cold. I'm okay.
I said, but because he lives in upstate Minnesota, I'm like, I used to live up there, and I moved here. You could too.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad here today. It's almost 40, so that's about as warm as it's been in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, the weather has been warm. It's just, well, I say warm. Yesterday and the day before, it was freaking cold. And everybody laughs and stuff, but I'm sorry, 31 to us is cold.
That's pretty cold.
Well, and again, when it's 90 degrees one day and 30 degrees the next day,
yeah,
your body doesn't acclimate.
Yeah, well, my friend that lives in Kansas City, she posted the meme the other day that, somebody asked what seasons does Florida have, and you say in the morning, at 9 it's wintertime, by 10 it's springtime, by noon it's summertime, and by 6 it's fall again.
Pretty much so.
So, Chris, what issues are you running into on that machine, man?
That's basically it. So Prusa does things differently, of course. They kind of, working with a Prusa machine and then trying to clone one, you run into these issues that they have seen. Okay, well, this is the standard that you can get. Now let's get something different so we can totally hose you when you try to clone this. And one of the things is the Garolite Z nuts, the trapezoid, whatever you want to call them, nuts. They're bigger on a Prusa. The bolt pattern is not the same as every other one I've ever seen.
But you can print those off of Thingiverse.
Yeah, you can grab them you can print them in like nylon and stuff, and they actually work pretty well.
Right.
But you can't. So I had some for 4-start, like the regular Prusa lead screws, and then I switched to a single start.
Right.
And I ended up just printing like an adapter for it instead, so I could use the brass one.
Yeah.
So there's that.
But the thing is, really, on a Z screw, you can print it in PLA. I mean, you're not generating that much friction on your Z screw.
Yeah.
You know, PLA breaks down over time, but it's a long time. It's not really like a month from now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely get around that one pretty easy. But really, the only other thing is that in-stop switch. It's in a interesting spot. Which, you know, I had a couple of ways around that, right? So I could have modeled a part and changed the switch location. Well, I didn't feel like doing that. I also could have put a 2130 in there and just set it to sensorless homing. I could have done that.
Right.
But then I would have had to change the firmware even more.
Right.
And then or integrated lead screw to give me enough clearance. So that's the way I went.
All right. Well, listen, I'm gonna walk back in here and let y'all all say bye to Shauna before she leaves. But it's only about 15 minutes or so before she goes back. So I'm gonna drop off and then I'll get back on here when we get in the car. Okay.
All right.
So I'm gonna walk in here and say bye, or let y'all say bye.
Ricky Tanner said 49 here in Nashville today. 3D Printing Viking said -4 degrees Celsius here.
Wow.
Marius said -4 there. Bo Henderson, 3.6 degrees Celsius. Paul Cumber said -5 here. He's in Wisconsin. Sean Gold said 31 is below freezing. I thought he was saying it was 31 below freezing.
All right, man. I love airports. I really do.
So much fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it doesn't get much more fun than this.
Stefan from CNC Kitchen and Tom are going to be at Chicago about the same time I am at the airport, so I can start alienating them right away.
All right, here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all tell her bye.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Bye.
Bye.
Have a safe trip. Have fun.
Have fun.
And have a safe trip.
Oh, okay.
I got on headphones. She can't hear y'all. So anyway, guys, I'll see y'all when I get back in the car. All right.
All right,
Okay.
man.
Later, guys.
And a hush fell over the crowd.
Yeah. That's one thing you got to say about Walter. He's dedicated. It doesn't matter what he's doing.
No, he's gonna pop back in later while they're driving down the highway.
Oh yeah, that don't stop him.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like we were talking about using that endoscope camera to get a close view of your, which I looked, there's actually somebody that's made a mount on Thingiverse for that.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking if I strapped one of those endoscopes right to the arm of my glasses, so that whatever I'm working on, I could punch the camera up live.
There you go. Yeah, I actually got a hold of one of those cameras and hooked it up yesterday.
Did you?
It's you can use it with Octoprint, but you have to make some configuration changes. But it's really meant, like it's Wi-Fi and it's an app on your phone. Like you just use it directly like that. And the only problem is it will record video to your phone, but then it puts it in like this AVI format that nothing will read. So I'm gonna have to like dump it off of there and then put it in Handbrake or something to change its format. So it's not real useful outside of your phone, but I'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, no, the one that I have is just a regular. It's just a regular USB camera. I can plug it in and make it a OBS source.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this one's a little awkward. It's got like a little battery pack and stuff on it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. Sergio actually sent it to me. He said he owns like a vending machine company, and he had some of them inside the vending machines, and he had a couple of extras, so he sent me one.
Oh, he uses them like a security camera?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. Bo wants to know, what is the status of the FK1? As of right now, the bed is on. It's not tight. It's screwed on, but it's not screwed down because I still have to level it all out. I am working right now on, well, not right now, but what I'm doing today is wiring up the bed heater to the mains. It's already been wired into the solid state relay. I just got to get it hooked up to the mains now, and then we can actually heat this thing up and see if we can cook some eggs on it. Otherwise, it's in the same condition it was. It prints. I know that it still needs some tweaking, but as soon as I get the heater running, I will get the PEI sheet put on, which I'm really thinking I should have done while I had the bed off, but it'll be okay. And then I'm going to start, I'll do a couple test prints, and then I'm going to print something big. I don't know. Xander wants me to print his rocket big, but I don't know. We'll see.
You can definitely print something big. That's for sure.
Yeah, or lots of little things. 134 of my maker coins will fit on this.
Wow.
So I think I could get more, but like when you do the auto spacing, when you do the auto arrange, it sets a certain amount of space between the items.
Yeah.
If I manually arranged them, I could get them much tighter, but that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of moving around. I'd love to know what the algorithm is for that spacing, because they do leave quite a bit of space in there.
Yeah, well, I was reading, I was doing some Googling, and apparently you can go in on the back end and change it. You can change the settings to tighten it up, but you have to do it in the code. And I don't really want to mess with all that, but I take that the eggs was a joke. Yeah, no, I'm not actually going to cook on my build plate, but
yeah, Slick 3R, as you like to call it. It has a it has a pretty cool actual command line interface. You can actually get in there and torque some stuff around. It's pretty robust.
Have you played with the new alpha that came out, the one that fixed the bed size issue?
The Fun King bug?
Yeah, the Fun King bug.
No, I haven't. I haven't even tried alpha yet.
I like it. I like it. They changed the interface a little bit. It's cleaner. I don't know. I like it so far. I haven't actually sliced anything off of it that I've printed. I've just been playing with it. But 136 maker coins or 6 boxes of Hot Pockets. So I take it that you can't buy a flex plate system spring steel sheet for that bed. Not yet. But you can go on printedsolid.com and order a custom sheet of PEI. When you go to the custom PEI, you drop the little menu down, and there is a listing for the FK1 in there.
Nice.
I'm going to tell a story. Because I reached out to Murph. I don't know who the email went to. Like, I don't know who responds to that. I don't know if it's John Ollie or who it is. But I had asked about spacing because obviously I need some room, and they pretty much wrote me back, and they're like, first come, first serve. And I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that kind of treatment. I'm the Fun King. I'm thinking, what do you mean first come, first serve? I'm driving 1,700 miles, having to tow a trailer because of the size of my printer. I need some space.
Yeah,
I'm getting spoiled.
Yeah, that's a very, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love everything about Murph. It's an awesome time, but it is very relaxed kind of way of doing things.
Oh, yeah. So, well, and I can completely understand. I mean, think one, the amount of load that it takes off of them having to try to coordinate it, and then you can't complain. You can't be like, well, you put me at a crappy table. You picked it. You know, you picked what you felt was the best table at the moment. So, but
it seemed like last year though that there were tables in the middle that were empty.
Yeah, more on Sunday than on Saturday, but yeah, there's always a few. But you know, those tables in the middle, they actually want you to put like 3 people per table.
Yeah,
which is crazy. But I kind of got behind on the chat.
Ricky Tanner was asking about FT6. When I get to it, man, projects just keep. I have this list how I do projects and builds. I have this huge list, and it's all pencil scratches and things crossed out and circled and checked, and it's awful and coffee stained, and things just keep filing in front of other things. So it's never ending. It just keeps getting longer. And the FT6 is about, I don't know, 8 back right now.
Aaron Sager wants to know how hot do I expect my work room temperature to increase during long prints? Exponentially, I guess. Where the printer is currently living is actually right under the thermostat, so I'm sure the room will stay plenty cool. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I'm sure this thing is going to generate a lot of heat, but in fairness, I don't plan on firing this thing up to print a normal Benchy. You know, this isn't my everyday printer. Oh, did you guys see? I got 5 printers on my table behind me. I've never had 5 printers back here before.
Hey, that's not an E12.
I don't know what you're talking about. E12, taser face.
Taser face, I love it.
Taser face.
So tell me about Crealities again. So that's a 20 and a what?
This is the CR20 Pro.
Okay.
And this is the CR10S Pro.
S Pro. Okay.
Now the only thing that I've printed on the 20 so far, I started printing their test print, the test dog that was on the SD card, which it started to print this. This was a raft. And I thought, well, that doesn't look like the test dog, which is what came off the 10. But it turns out what it is it's almost like it's a raft and then it's a maker coin with test dog on the maker coin.
Oh.
But I stopped it because I didn't know what it was and I knew I didn't want it. So I went back and printed a Benchy, which overall turned out pretty well. The bottom, like the first layer, is garbage. It's a little rough. And then it had like one artifacting right here on the front of the wheelhouse, but otherwise there's absolutely zero stringing. It's pretty good. I would say it's about 80%. But what's crazy is I didn't slice it for this printer. I sliced this for my AM8. This was something I had sliced like a year ago. So the retraction settings and stuff were for a direct drive extruder, and there is no stringing on this. So,
cool.
So a little something to experiment with. Are you coming in to thank everybody? You just come right on over here. I don't know if they'll be able to see you through the FK1. So Zach here has some thank yous to give. Oh, you don't have a mic. You're gonna have to talk into mine. Can you even see? Here, let's do this. Sit. Turn your feet. There you go. Now people can see you. And now if you talk, they can hear you. So you say, thank you to Tom Roz and Jim Beam and Uncle Ron. And there's that guy, but we'll leave him till the end. Who else? I'm going to have to pull the list. I have a hard time remembering my children's names. Where's the list?
Oh, Benchy stock options. I still need to contact them.
Oh, Happy Ron, right? This is the part where you talk. And then what do you say to Mr. Riley?
Thank you for donating.
And what did the donation do? Did you get to buy stuff with it?
Yeah.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you buy?
Fin.
You don't buy nothing. The money doesn't go to you, you goober. Where's the money go?
To the heart donation.
That's right, the American Heart Association. And you had to jump rope. Yeah. And show everybody what you got. These were his rewards.
Very nice.
So you tell Mr. Riley, say thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Someday I might need an extra heart, and they'll come through for me.
Yeah, I think they're a little more expensive than that. But
Well, you got to start somewhere.
so I found out last night, and Zach probably doesn't even know this, but there's a spot on the page that you can click on, and you can see the top 5 kids for the school. And Zach is in that list. Oh, I guess maybe you can scroll down. Oh, yeah, you can scroll down. But Zach is in the top 5. He's number 5.
Nice.
He brought in $255. The top kid, $1,210.
Whoa.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, holy crap. Who's that kid's parents?
Somebody needs to get him selling cars and fast.
But I don't know. Like, I don't know if you can still make donations, but he's $5 under the number 4 spot. So I thought about donating $6. I'm just that kind of person. What electronics are you using on the FK1? It is driven by a Duet Wi-Fi with a 5-inch panel due. The hot end is a E3D V6 pushed by a Bondtech BMG extruder, direct drive. Meanwhile, power supply. I think that covers just about everything. The motors are Stepper Online motors that were sponsored by Kuntry 3D.
Bo said you should make an RC benchy the size of the FK1. That wouldn't be an RC. That would be a go-kart benchy. You could ride that thing. Put a McCullough chainsaw engine on it. We'll be ready to go.
I have full intentions on printing a benchy as large as this thing will go, scale-wise. Like, I'm not going to stretch it.
Yeah.
But which will be 475 millimeters tall, which was, I want to say it was either 5 or 10 kilograms of filament, and it's like 15 days. But now that's a 0.2 layer height and a 20% infill.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't need. So I did order a larger nozzle for it, which Amazon promptly lost and never got here.
Excellent. I ordered a bunch of nozzles. There was like a pack that you could get, like all these different sizes. And
the fun pack.
Yeah, I didn't. I've only used a couple of them out of there, but I think they go all the way up to like 1.6 or something.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it's like
that would be like just pushing the filament right through.
Yeah, it's like laying down filament. Yeah.
No, I'm either going to go with a 0.6 or a 0.8. I'll probably order one of each in brass just to play with, and then whichever one I like, I'll order as a hardened.
Yeah, 0.8 actually turns out a really nice print. I thought it'd be a really grainy, but they actually look pretty good.
This is really, really an awkward place to have to work, just so you guys know.
E3D Nozzle X. No, I haven't got one of those yet.
I don't think they've actually officially released that yet, have they?
I don't know. Those E3D guys, they're always doing something mysterious. Do you are you subscribed to their newsletter, Glenn?
I don't think so.
Well, they put out a release about the status of the tool changer.
Yeah.
And they put like they gave you a rough idea of the full kit, like board, four hot ends, a moving mechanism, what a working kit would be, and just rough ballpark, it was 2,600 pounds or euros, or
Right, right.
So I don't know what that translates to American, but we're getting close to the $4,000 mark. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a monster machine.
Oh yeah, I mean that we're talking like light production work here.
Well, did you ever see that video that that Joel released? And I can't remember the name of the company, but it was like a pretty much all-in-one machine. It did both additive manufacturing and subtractive manufacturing. It scanned. I can't remember the name of it, but they were talking about that thing being sub $10,000 for the machine, and for what it was, that was a lot of punch.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think I saw that one.
I'll have to look that up, and it was a while back.
Yeah. Carl says $4,000 US. 30. I'll have to go back and look at those numbers, but I paid the stipend to get in line to buy one of those. Now I'm kind of wondering if I'm going to buy one of those.
Surprised you didn't get on the beta. Beta list.
If you're on YouTube and you handle a lot of different printers, the beta people don't necessarily like that much, I've found. Plus, I wouldn't have time to test it anyway.
I was just thinking that, I mean, you've got the knowledge to thoroughly test stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's where the rest of us just kind of hack stuff together.
Well, I think I don't know if it's a exposure thing or what. As far as they're concerned, with releasing videos on stuff or whatever. But
oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I mean, a non-disclosure agreement would take care of that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Beta might be interesting for something one of these days. What did I see about? Marlin. They're going to fully support the MMU2 on any printer.
Oh yeah, I seen that too.
That's going to be interesting. I'll have to get it. I'm gonna have to get a MMU2 board.
Do you think they just sit around going, we're bored. What else can we do?
I always kind of figure those guys, because there's a handful of guys that contribute to it really heavily, but I figure they're always just constantly busy. I don't know how they can throw more in.
That's just it. It's like, like when you're working on a project and somebody's like, oh, well, this thing, like through the whole entire process of this, people are like, well, you should also blah, blah, blah. And you should also, and it's just like, no, enough's enough. This is it. This is all the farther I'm going.
Right.
And you just wonder if they hit that point where they're like, nope, this is enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I think the interviews that I've seen with Scott, I've never talked to him one-on-one, but, comments and Twitter and things, but
right.
He definitely draws a line. Okay, this is it. This is the release, and then we'll worry about that other stuff later. Because it would just be a continuous snowball. I mean, you have to draw the line somewhere.
All right. So I just found a spot that I got to make a little bit of a modification to a part on this. So that's the reason that I haven't really been pushing to release the files for this yet, because things are still being massaged.
Yeah. Ported the MMU2 code to run on ramps. There you go. You can run anything on ramps. Not well.
If you use any nozzle larger than 1 millimeter, a 40-watt heater cartridge won't cut it. That makes sense?
Yeah. Even if you're using, well, I mean, 1 millimeter, yeah, that's probably a pretty good line, pretty good rule of thumb. But even if you're printing quick with like a 0.6 or a 0.8, you're really starting to edge toward you're going to need a 50 watt or something, especially if you have like a volcano block. Yeah, you just, not enough heat.
No, well, I mean, even at a 1 millimeter, you know, at a 1 millimeter nozzle size, when you're pushing filament, that's, you know, a lot of my stuff measures in at like 1.69. I mean, it's literally like pushing the whole thing of filament. You know, the whole strand. You're not truly getting an extrusion. You're just laying it down.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, you'd almost want to go to 3 millimeter. And I've been asked about that too, why I didn't go 3 millimeter on this, but I didn't want two different size filaments. Everything I own is 1.75. I didn't want to have both filaments.
Yeah, and 3 millimeter is a lot harder to get. I mean, in certain colors and types.
Right.
I have a little bit of 3 millimeter, but yeah, I mean, 1.75 really makes things nice and easy. So, but if you do want to go to a 50-watt cartridge, I don't know what they cost. I don't remember what they cost, but Slice Engineering has one that is amazing. It like heats up instantaneously. I don't remember what they cost, but
yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't think about a mosquito hot end for this when I started the design. I mean, even you know, a volcano hot end for this. I just immediately thought about the E3 V6, E3D V6.
yeah,
I guess it's just the one that I'm, you know, the most familiar with.
yeah. I mean, it's, you know, it's proven time again, and the cost is right. I mean, those things, for what they are and how they're made, the cost is very reasonable in my book.
Well, and they were very, very quick to sponsor me. They were quick to get on board, which is always appreciated.
Yeah. Mosquito, I don't know if the Mosquito came out after you started designing, but it definitely was hard to get.
Yeah, I think it was still pretty new. It was still pretty early on.
Yeah, I know when we were at IRF, that was their second batch, I think.
But I mean, being that they're a Florida manufacturer, you know, I mean,
yeah,
they're an hour away from me. I should have paid more attention to stuff like that.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Retrofit one on later.
There you go. Bo, I'll check out the Discord. I don't have the link to his Discord. What, and your powerful heater to go? He said something about a link. Where is it? Chris got the link for the video. I don't remember what we were talking about now.
Maybe the Joel video with that machine.
Oh, maybe. Ruby nozzle, tornado. Yeah. No, Thomas, I do not get the maker box. The only box I get every month is the Alien 3D box. And I've only had one of those, so. Printer belt. Printable belt. The printer belt has been stuck on my brain. There's a snappy version of the printer belt. And I know I shouldn't build one. I really shouldn't. But I kind of want to. Ron, Happy Extruders here. Hello, Ron.
Hi, Ron.
The Friday night hangout was pretty interesting, having the guy from Murph on there.
Yeah, John Ollie. I can't remember the other guy's name.
Yeah.
I feel like a jerk, but yeah, those two have done good work over the last, 9 years?
Yeah, it's been going on a while.
strip that T-nut out. Oh yeah, build a big printer. It'll be fun. Oh, but do it while you're young, because when you get old, it gets really difficult to work on.
You need to get one. You need to get a scissor lift table to cart it around on.
It's funny you should say that, Chris. I almost bought. It was a medical table, an adjustable medical table, and it went down to I think like 22 inches off the ground and up to like 38 inches off the ground. And I thought, I could just put a different top on it, and then I could adjust it whatever height I want.
There you go.
But it ended up going for too much money. It was an auction. But no, the big goal right now is to find a trailer. And I don't want anything too big because my Ford Flex has to be able to tow it. So I'm thinking 4x8 or 5x8.
Yeah.
And ideally it needs to be black so I can put Fun King stickers all over it.
There you go. That's a important quality.
Sonny, that's the other guy's name.
Sonny.
Thank you for that, Mike. Chris, how do we know if Glenn is doing honest work?
We don't. It's movie magic.
Bryce wants to know where I'm going to keep this thing, and it's actually going to sit right there. Right now, I've got a big shelving unit sitting over there. That's going to go away, and the printer is going to go over there, and it's going to get its own dedicated camera. So sometimes it might do its own live streams. I don't know.
Its own live stream, nice. Cutting smooth rods down. Well, I use a chop saw. That's and then I grind the ends down to a point. But
yeah, that's how I would go about it as well.
Otherwise,
you could use a hacksaw. Just go really slow. Get one of those plastic miter boxes, just the cheap plastic miter boxes, but use a hacksaw instead. And then you can make a pretty decent cut through there. Just go slow.
Yeah. If you didn't end up with the stainless ones, it'll probably go better.
Yeah.
The stainless they're a little hard. And they don't work so well.
It's what you kind of hope for, so that they last.
Yeah. There a billion different types of metal, but some of those are stainless and they're so hard, they'll actually wear a groove. The bearing doesn't like it very much.
Yeah. Zach just found out he was number 5 in the fundraiser. You're only number 5 by $5. Then you'd be number 4.
Ron's finding us links here.
Bo said it was a bad humor joke thing. I.e., you are under the table and we kind of don't know what is going on there, and yet curious. Yeah, no, it's just my thought when I designed this thing was I didn't want the power supply like sitting somewhere out. There was no need for it. How often do you ever touch your power supply? So I mounted it under the bed, and the way that it mounts, you take 2 screws out and there's a cover that slides off and you can get to the wiring. So it's not bad. It's not inconvenient, but it's just not real super convenient. It wasn't bad till the bed went on, but this thing has gotten heavy. It's probably, I don't know, 100 pounds now, 120 pounds.
Wow.
So, and that's just guessing based on like 44 pounds of aluminum, 20 pounds worth of bed, like this.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. How do you move that thing around?
A lot of sliding.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's on 2 pieces of 3/4 inch plywood because it's too wide for these benches. So I just, I slide it onto this, and then I slide the whole entire bench around to the table. And then the table is it's a regular folding, one of those plastic lifetime folding tables. But I have those moving men skid feet underneath it so I can slide the table around.
Well, that's a good idea, though.
It's really the only option I have. Now, when it came time to move it to take it to Orlando Maker Faire, Uncle Ron was here. And so he came and helped me carry it down the stairs and put it in the back of the truck.
It's because Uncle Ron's a beast.
Uncle Ron is a beast. He probably could have carried it by himself.
Probably could have.
He probably could have carried me carrying it. But my plan is to make a box that it sits in with some foam padding and stuff. Not like a box, but like a tray. And on the sides of it have two handles like a gurney, like a stretcher. Mm-hmm. And on one end of that, I'm going to mount two 10-inch pneumatic tires. So you'll be able to roll it like a hand truck. So it'll slide into the trailer and lock down in the trailer, and then we'll be able to pull it out and just like roll it into the venue, take it off, put it on the table, and then go put the stretcher back in the trailer.
There you go.
That's the plan.
That's a good idea. I was thinking about building a crate. Like, well, it got me thinking, if I wanted to ship a printer somewhere and then have it where I was, what would I do? And then I thought, well, it'd be really cool to make a custom crate.
Like a roadie box?
Yeah. But then I thought, well, I don't even know where I'd get started. Because you'd have to cut foam and, you'd have to do all kinds of cool stuff. That'd be really neat, though.
Yeah. Well, you could just buy a roadie box and adapt it over to, go to an auction and buy one from like a famous band so that it has all the stamps and stuff all over the outside of it.
There you go.
Of course, somebody would steal it just for that.
Probably. And then have no idea what the thing was inside it and throw it away.
Right. Yeah, they just throw it out, keep the box. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do some better cable management on that bed. But it's wired, so I'm going to try plugging it in, and hopefully it doesn't blow any circuits. I should probably try to find a circuit that's not connected to anything else.
Yeah, I blew a breaker the other day. That's the first time in a long time. That's what happens when it's cold out and you try to be warm.
Oh, space heater?
Yeah.
Well, every once in a while, the conversation of 3D printers and battery backups come up online, and there's a lot of misinformation that's thrown around out there about battery backups. People are like, oh, you can't put a 3D printer on a battery backup. It'll kill it immediately. And then other people, I did the math, and to run my two printers, I'm going to need a 2000 VA UPS. Now, of course, I don't know what their math is and how long they're looking to run that thing, but right. I've run 4 printers on a 500 VA battery backup.
Wow.
And you can unplug it and plug it back in, and it's fine. It'll keep going. Now, I don't know how long it would run. Like, run time probably isn't very good, but it'll definitely help with brownouts and, very, very intermittent power problems.
Right. Yeah, I use in fact, I've talked to you about it before, about UPS, and I've used a couple over the years. I have 1,000 on the farm shelf over there, and everything runs into it. Everything's routed to it. And it'll sustain one printer for like 45 minutes.
For how long?
Like 45 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty stout. But it's too smart, unfortunately, because if you run 5, 6, 7, you try to, it'll start complaining and beeping and saying, hey, I can't support this and all that good stuff. So it gets kind of annoying.
Yeah, no, the one I run through is just one of those ones that looks like an oversized power strip.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have, I don't know, are they 1500s or thousands? I can't remember. I have one on my machine and one on my Linux server, which also runs like my network switch and my router and stuff. But, and then I have one of these 500 VA or 550, 650. It's a 550 that runs my streaming computer.
Thomas says when he was younger, he blew a breaker by putting a screwdriver across the terminals of a phone charger. That just sounds absolutely awful, Thomas. I can see that happening in slow-mo right in front of my eyes, going, no!
That's too funny.
I remember being really small, like 4 or 5 years old, and I grabbed the nightlight. I snatched the nightlight off of the outlet, and I grabbed the tongs instead. You know.
Oh yeah. I did that with a TV, plugging a 19-inch black and white TV in as a kid. It had just the little 2-prong outlet,
Yeah.
and the way I was holding it, my fingers were touching the metal as I went to put it in. That was my first electrical experience.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, I've learned a few things along the way. That's for sure. I was worried. This shows the speed of my intelligence, so I'm going to tell this story. But I was probably 17 or 18, and I was helping somebody at their house, and the power was off, right? And I was going to swap out a light switch or something. And they had round fuses. So we just pulled all the round fuses out and power's off, right? No big deal. Well, what I didn't know at that time were the 50 amp copper fuses that were in the plastic housing above. That's what did all the lighting. The round fuses just did the outlets. So I stuck a screwdriver in there, and that was awesome. Because it was the old metal boxes too, you know, the metal outlet boxes.
Oh yeah.
So I went straight from the top terminal with the screwdriver to the metal outlet box, and it blew up in my face, and that was awesome. So yeah, you learn things along the way.
I'm determining right now that I do not have enough cord to do what I need to do.
Well, that's no good.
I need more surge strips. I need to plug surge strips into surge strips into surge strips.
I've done it.
Well,
proud of it.
I have quite a few lining the back of the bench right now, but I don't want to plug into something that's gonna, not that I don't trust my wiring, but I don't necessarily want to take a chance, you know?
Yeah. Did it with a model railroad transformer. Yeah. When I was a kid, I had an old model train set, like it was my uncle's or something. And yeah, those were fun.
I used to like to lay a needle on the railroad track. You lay it across there and like you just kind of bump it along and you watch it spark.
Yeah.
I can't think of where one is. There might be an extension cord out in the garage, in this garage, by the Christmas light controllers, like around the Christmas computer. I just need any type of 6 foot or greater, so I can plug it into the dedicated outlet.
You need to make sure you had the surge strip plugged all the way in. That's a good tip, Ron.
Zap, hey, where did Glenn go? Well, it's so funny because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Technology Nerd 18. I like to refer to him as a train wreck. He's a young kid. He's 13 or 14 or whatever, but he was building an A8, and he was live streaming the build, and a couple of us were in the chat giving him pointers and help and stuff, but he's the kind of person that asks for your help, but then doesn't want it when you give it to him.
I love that.
So we're like, hey, stop. Show us the mains wiring. Put the camera on the mains. Let us see the mains wire. Oh, no, it's right. I don't care if you think it's right. Show us the mains wiring. And he's like, it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. And poof, the stream was gone. So we didn't know if he killed himself or... So apparently what happened was when it tripped the breaker, because it wasn't wired right, so it tripped the breaker, the breaker, the circuit that he was on was the same one that the Wi-Fi was on. So not only did the breaker click off, so did the internet. So then he lost the stream. Then he got in trouble. So he couldn't restart streaming. So none of us had any idea what had happened. You know, it was like, whew.
Hopefully we didn't just kill this kid.
Yeah, pretty much it was at that point that I decided that I no longer wanted to volunteer to be the guy that double checks people's mains wiring over the internet.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to bring it to me, or if it's somewhere I can be, I will definitely check your mains, but not over the internet.
Yeah, over the internet is difficult. I spend half of my day trying to help people over the internet, and it's always a chore, especially when we don't speak the same language,
or when they don't actually want your help.
Yeah. Always check first. That's right.
Yeah, he was the one that released the video ranting about GearBest and called like myself and Joel and Angus all shills because it's the only reason that we pushed GearBest. You know, everything that GearBest sells is crap, and we only pushed it to make a buck. And then I never actually got to see the video because he got called out on it hard. And he took it down before I ever got to see it. And then he was all apologetic. And it's like, wow, you know, like, you just don't do that. You just don't do that.
I've heard of that person, but I've never seen him or talked to him. I've never run into him.
Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
If you ever just want to just rage, oh no, that's perfect. This will run the FK1.
Yeah, the combative online stuff is not my style by any means.
Oh no, you just watch his videos. He did a whole video about hot gluing his crap to his desk. He's like, I'm gonna organize my desk, and then he like he glued his cup holder down or his coaster and just all of this, just crazy. It's crazy stuff.
Sounds like quality.
I think I need somebody to call that. What is that? Hoarders. That's call the Hoarders show. Make them come clean my upstairs. I have got way too much crap.
Michael Fox, anytime, just let me know. Michael's getting ready to attempt a firmware update. I can assist.
No, I'll be all right. I just wanted into that particular outlet because it's a dedicated. Getting old sucks.
Yeah, it does.
All right, plugging her in.
And
flipping the switch.
Stream's gone. No.
I don't have any power. Oh, no, that's not on the switch. I'm going to go check the breaker box. I may not even have that outlet on.
Mm.
You're all right, buddy. Just let me step by you. Dude, move. Zach and I have this understanding that he's not allowed to put toys in my walkway, but he does.
It beats the alternative, yep, for sure. There's something else I was going to do today, everyone. What was it? Here's my lovely Xvico Pioneer Benchy collection. Some of these are okay.
Breaker's on. I don't know why I don't have power. Check the cord. Make sure the cord's got electricity. It does not.
Show your mains wiring, Glenn.
What's that?
Somebody in the chat. Show your mains wiring.
Shut up. You guys are jerks. I think this extension cord is no good.
Should we prep 911? Yeah, somebody dial the 9 and the 1, and I'll tell you when to dial the last one.
Funny guys. Funny guys.
We're always so helpful, aren't we? Yeah, throw some more hex keys at the rack. It's pretty full, actually. I should have done a better job sorting them. I need to print another one. I just threw them on there and then I walked off. That's how I do videos. I throw things at it and then walk off and leave it in a pile.
What do you got? I can't see. I'm almost into the wiring closet. That's not heavy enough. I need with a ground.
So I bought a roll of inland spool lists, and I haven't checked it out yet. So let's check it out.
I'm going to mute my microphone for a moment, and I'm going to run downstairs and see if I can find a different extension cord.
Alrighty.
I'll be back. Entertain him, Chris. Entertain him.
I'm trying.
Do the Sean dance.
No. That's just frightening. That was one of those things I kind of wish I wouldn't have clicked on it.
No, it's great. I sometimes play it just for entertainment.
Yes, that's exactly, Carl. That's exactly what I'm curious about. What spool does it fit? So this is an actual master spool, and they are quite a bit larger than a lot of these other spools. Now, this is the Matter Hackers version of the master spool, which it is also quite big. But I think it will fit on this one. Nah, I don't think so. I think the master spool I know is too narrow. The master spool is actually meant for 750 rolls. The Matter Hackers one is also too big. Now that I do have, I think it's got filament on it though. So there's one, filaments.ca has their own version of the spool, and it's quite a bit narrower. So that's probably going to be the one it fits on. But there's also a slant spool. And slant spool fits Rhino reel. And there's this is Rhino reel. So it might, now it's too small for that too. So that's a pretty small, so if you're getting inland spoolless, that's a pretty small roll. I don't know if they have files out there or not to print their spool. I haven't even checked. Inland sells their own spool. Awesome. Red 5 standing by.
Got a new cord.
Excellent. Yeah, master spool is a great term if it was actually a master spool and everything fit. Yeah, because it's just, oh, I need a different spool. E-Sun selling refills. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen those yet. This is a full kilogram spool. Yeah, so well, now that you say that, maybe I should look. Yes, this is a kilogram spool. And it's what color do they call this? It says it's red, but that's not even close to regular inland red. This is like neon orange. So I don't know what's up.
What is that you got there? What brand?
It's inland spoolless. They started doing and they're a little cheaper, but inland's so cheap anyway.
Well, and then they want you to buy their spool.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't fit on. I probably have one that fits, but it definitely doesn't fit the master spool.
My chat is just streaming by.
It's heat activated red.
It's red while you're printing, but then it cools back to being orange.
No, I have not tried the inland steel filament yet. I would like to, though.
We got power.
Excellent.
It kind of scared me for a second because it made a funny noise, but that was the BL Touch hitting the bed, but it's like right on the bed.
Yeah, that's the one thing that drives me nuts about BL Touch is that if if something goes wrong and you stop the print a couple of layers in, then when you turn the printer back on, it goes into error mode because it hit right on boot up.
Well, and then not only that, but like if it's too low, like it is now, I've got it down where the nozzle's almost at the bed. You can't do anything with it. And then the Duet, and maybe somebody out there can tell me, but the Duet, I don't know how to get the Duet to move the Z without homing first.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So maybe somebody knows.
Yeah, I don't know if there's something you can put in the code to allow it to home or to allow it to move without homing, but I don't know. I'd have to look. Steel is very reasonable. It prints just like PLA. Interesting. And it's magnetic. Now that's my kind of filament. Yeah, I don't know if the spoolless is worth it or not, but
David Wilson posted a link to a Thingiverse that is a spool that fits.
See which one he's talking about. I think I've printed about 5 different ones of these. I'm getting to be kind of a connoisseur of spools.
Happy Ron says I can move the Z on the print status tab. So let's see. I am on the print tab, but I don't see. Are you talking about the on the panel do run or on the do run? Sorry, or on the web interface? God, I haven't fired this thing up in so long. I don't remember how to use it. Yeah, because if I just go in to move it, it won't move. Yep. There's got to be a command that you can send to tell it.
Right.
To tell it that you've homed, like to fake it. How can I lie to my printer? Okay, Google, how do I lie to my Duet?
Hold the end stop with your finger.
Hold the end stop with my finger. There's no end stop. It's a BL Touch.
Oh, you're okay.
And I mean, I can just manually run the Z's up, but then it's out of alignment.
And it takes forever.
It does. It takes forever under its own power.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what IP address this thing is on. It has been so long since I have monkeyed with any of this.
Leave my Google Home alone, Glenn. I like it. U.S. monofilaments is having a weekend sale. I am getting kind of low on filament. I should buy some more. I keep buying it. I'm addicted to buying filament.
Well, there's worse things to be addicted to.
That's true. Home files, okay. Need some black PLA, Inland or Solutech? I gotta stop yawning. I had to get up early this morning and work. I have about the same luck, I would say personally, with Inland and Solutech. They're about the same to me. Solutech might be a little better. Walter would tell you Solutech was the greatest thing ever, and buy that. So, since he's not here, let's go with that.
I want to say it's on 230.
I'll trust Walter's ghost. There you go.
It's not showing up at all.
I have to say I'm pretty excited for Murph.
As am I. This isn't showing up at all. It's not. I'm try restarting it.
Reboot.
I'm trying to think when I took this, when I was taking it to Orlando Maker Faire, I had set up a different Wi-Fi network, and I can't remember if I named it something different.
Yes, I'm very jealous. What extruder did I put on the Ender 3? So I've tried a handful of different extruders on the Ender 3, and with about the same results. So I ended up finally just going with the CNC EZR because it was the cheapest. I think it installs the cleanest, and it just seems to work. So I would, if you're looking to upgrade an Ender 3, I would definitely go EZR. A lunar filament? I don't think I've ever had any of that. Seems to be hard to find. That's always my problem. I'll find something I like and then I can't ever get any more of it. Meanwhile, next door, hey, what's this device on our Wi-Fi?
No, I live in a Faraday cage. It's not getting out. It's not getting out. Nobody else is getting in.
Thomas Moraz, you're jealous because you can't go this year? That's a shame.
There's no excuse for that.
I almost feel like I need to write, like on the next, I need to host a live stream before Murph. And then I need to write down everyone that's going to be there so that I can, I got to you. I got to you. Yes, we've talked. Because I'm going to feel terrible when somebody says, oh, I saw you at Murph. And then I go, I didn't see you. That's going to be terrible.
And I said, Orlando Maker Faire, I didn't take selfies with anybody. And that's my thing. Anytime that we're at these events, my wife is really good about being like my paparazzi and stuff. Oh, yeah, says, notice me. I guess I just noticed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really bad at Orlando for not taking enough pictures. So this is disgruntling now all of a sudden. And again, I want to thank Duet for sending me this thing, but I really wanted the Ethernet version of it just because of crap like this.
Just saying. Yes. Kit, yes. I have parts printed for him, and I need to send them. I thought I was pretty decent at 3D printing until I tried to print some of those parts. I actually had a layer shift, which I haven't had a layer shift.
What parts are we talking about?
the giant alien parts for.
Oh yeah, I've got a part reserved, and I haven't printed it yet.
Yeah, I've got 4 done, but I still have to mail them. But yeah, I pulled one off. I'm like, you know what? That really doesn't look like it should come from me. It kind of looks bad, but I'm sending it anyway.
So I guess I'm going to have to tether into this thing.
Yeah, Scott, you're right. It's a little tight on the 3, I would say, but it's so much better. It's definitely worth the $35. The little, I got one the other day. So I just buy parts kind of sometimes. Just say, hey, that looks cool, so I'll buy it. And I got one shipped to me the other day. Where is it? It might be sitting over there. But it's a Creality replacement extruder. That's all. It's the same exact extruder, only it's red aluminum. And it's not bad, and it's super affordable. I think it's around $10 or $12. So that one kind of looks good. Yeah, Bondo the parts. So we should just, after we put it together, we'll have to Bondo the whole alien. What are they going to do with that thing? That's my question after they put it together.
Yeah, he's going to have to, well, I guess he's talking about building it before he goes. So he'll be transporting it.
Wow.
All in one piece. But he was talking about like sanding it and painting it. And I'm like, you better not paint over my piece.
Yeah, no kidding. I got some really cool filament I worked. Send it from Colin. That's a good idea. He will never expect a thing. I talked to him the other day. I actually need to see him one of these days. I haven't seen him in months.
I feel the same way about you, Chris Riley.
Well, I feel the same way about you, but I see you every week.
Well, kind of, but
virtually.
So Xander was giving me crap, telling me I didn't know people on the internet.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you don't know them. You just know them on the internet. I'm like, so I don't know Chris Riley? Well, you've met him in person.
So that doesn't count?
I don't know.
Well, I go the other way around. He's saying you don't know people. Well, I say I know them because I did meet them on the internet. You know, well, of course I know Tom and Joel. You know,
that's right.
We're best buddies.
Well, in fairness, I do know Joel.
Yeah. Well, I've met him, but I wouldn't say that we know each other.
Yeah, but okay, so where is that dividing line? Like, when is it that, like, okay, I've just met somebody or I know that, like, do you have to sit down and like actually get to know them? Or can you know somebody just because you chat with them every day on the internet?
Yeah, that's tough. That's toughy. I don't know. I don't truly know someone unless I'm 100% positive that I'm not bothering them when I talk to them.
Josh, Alien 3D, is in here. He says he's watching on his TV while assembling UFOs and had to come in and say, I've decided not to paint it because people are doing some awesome things with it, having their students sign it and such. So I wanted to be able to keep everyone's character they've added to the print.
Excellent.
Good choice.
Nice work, Josh. I'll send you these parts as soon as I remember. I don't know how many parts he's got left. Last time I checked, he was in the 200s. Yeah, Ron, I'll send you. Yeah, exactly, Thomas Morass. I was like, wait, where'd that go? I know I have one of those. Wait, what? Where's that part?
Yeah, I lost one of the spacers from under the bed when I took the bed off last week. And I looked and looked and looked and looked for that thing. And so I finally decided, well, I'm just going to dig out another one. And do you think that I could find the bag with the other ones in it?
No.
It took me forever. And then I found that, I can't even remember where it was laying, but it must have been stuck to the bottom of the bed when I carried the bed over, and it fell off like halfway between where it was and where I brought it to.
Oh. You ever go back through? I'm not. Me and Twitter, but you ever go back through your messages and see who you've talked to, and then think to yourself, when did I talk to them?
Oh yes, of course.
I just went. I was going to send that link to Uncle Ron, and I went back through and I saw Joe Mike. I was like, when did we talk? Like, oh yeah.
No, it's even worse when you look in there and all of a sudden you realize there's a message that's been sitting in there for like a month that you never responded to or whatever, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah. I do that to James often. He'll send me something and then I completely forget to get back to him.
176 remaining parts on the big alien.
Not bad.
Josh, I'm going to give you the ability to post some links.
Josh needs a hobby. Purple extrusions. Yeah, I saw the different colored extrusions were out, and they're going to start shipping soon. That should make for some pretty interesting builds. Do you, Glenn? Do you follow Chris Warkaki, the Prusa beta tester guy?
Probably.
Yeah.
I follow everybody that's 3D printing related that I can find.
Yeah, he's what I think like the Daily Micron or something on Twitter, something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, he put out a video the other day about the powder coated steel sheets, and Prusa hasn't delivered them yet. It's kind of an interesting. It's not a rant, but it's kind of a take on either give them to us or let's move on. It's kind of an interesting
yeah. Well, I mean, in fairness, the fact that I ordered my upgrade kit, waited 21 days to get it, and got a powder coated sheet, and there had been people waiting a year.
Yeah,
and still hadn't gotten theirs. There was definitely something wrong with that. And they did realize that, and that's when they put a hold on the going forward orders. But Bryce, the bed on this thing is a 1/4 inch thick piece of mix 6 aluminum plate. And it is supposed to be dimensionally flat to like 0.005 millimeter, which is close enough for me.
Railcore kit. I was really close to buying a Railcore kit. It's just that's just right about the amount though that I start to hedge. Like $1,500 printer kit, I don't know. It'd be cool. It's still going to be awesome, but kind of expensive.
Oh, I had a sneeze coming on. I didn't want to sneeze with the mic hot. Yeah, no, $1,500 is definitely into a range of I'm buying one already working.
All right.
Yeah, Bryce, is this actually? It's the AL5 or whatever it is. It's not actually Mix 6. That's just a brand name, but yeah, it's what it is. It's tooling and jig plate. And it's got this really cool texture to it. And you guys probably can't see it, but you can tell where the mill went over the top of it. It's really cool.
I love that.
The plastic, I don't know what the plastic coating is, the sheet that's on there that you peel off. I don't know what that material is, but it's really cool because you can write on it with a Sharpie and it won't smudge off, but then you take a paper towel and you can wipe it off like dry erase.
Wow.
I want to figure out what it is and see if I can use it as a dry erase board with Sharpies.
No kidding. That's cool.
You can buy a Railcore working for $2,000.
Yeah. I gotta save my money for the tool changer. Or if they'll let me buy it in installments.
Make payments.
Yeah.
You send them a little money, they send you a couple of parts.
That's what. That'd be amazing.
Put it on layaway.
Tool changer would be really cool. I have so many ideas for the tool changer. And one of the, you know, like most of the configurations, you think, well, I'm just going to put a bunch of different hot ends on it. But I want a pick and place arm. So you can have like a little bucket of, I don't know, whatever you want. And then it will go, you can print, and then you can print flexible or whatever you want in the same print. And then it'll go over here and grab a ball bearing or something and drop it in and then continue printing. That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, capture nuts and stuff.
Yeah. How cool would that be? Plus, you know, my favorite, I'm a little strange when it comes to technology and my favorite parts about stuff. You know, we've talked about it. I like terminal emulation. I really like the console. I can't imagine a lot of things. Yeah, and but one of my favorite things about the tool changer, and I can't get enough of it, it's the fact that it runs over to the corner and hits a brass brush and then kicks on a vacuum cleaner to clean it and then runs back to printing. I love that. It's like, you know, you stand there kind of giddy. It's like, oh, it's going to clean it off.
Well, I mean, they're smart machines. They might as well do something for us.
Yeah.
Now we can get them to, you know, turn on the vacuum cleaner and clean all the pieces of filament from my floor.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, do they make a robot vacuum for 3D print enthusiasts? Maybe we should invent that.
A kit that you just 3D print your own robot vacuum?
That would be excellent. That's a great idea.
So, being that you're a mainframe guy, you familiar with the SGI Altix 350?
Altix 350? No.
I own one.
What is it?
It's a $20,000 supercomputer.
Wow.
It's eight blades. It's a half rack, but it's 8 blades, and NASA uses them. And I bought it for $5. I bought it at auction, and I've always wanted to own an SGI, a silicon graphics machine, just to say that I have a silicon graphics machine. And it came up for auction through the University of Florida, and it started at $5. And so I threw a $5 bid in on it and forgot about it and won. So when I went to pick it up, I had no idea. Like, in my mind, it was like just a really big computer.
Right.
So when I went to pick it up, and the guy goes, "Well, do you want to see it?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah." So he takes me back to the warehouse, and he shows me, and I'm like, "Holy crap, what am I going to do with that?" It is huge. It is huge. I only have one blade up here. It weighs 650 pounds.
Wow.
This is one blade.
How old is that computer?
It is, now I can't remember. I think it was 9 years old.
Wow.
See if I can find a date on it. I might be wrong on that, but
that's still pretty cool. So
yeah,
is it like 220?
It's 220 volt, 30 amp. It's got a twist lock plug on it. Now the blade itself isn't. The blade is regular 110.
Right.
But there's a big power distribution box in the rack. But for $5, if I scrap it for the steel, I'll get my money back.
It's true.
But yeah, I always wanted to own an SGI computer. So then the guy goes, he goes, "Well, I'm probably gonna have to go get the forklift to put that on the trailer." And I said, "Well, I'd sure appreciate that." And so he's gone, and I went to the truck, and I said to my wife, I said, "Why did you let me buy that?" And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "It's huge. Why did you let me buy that?" And she's like, "I don't have any control over what you do." So they put it on the trailer. It's got beautiful caster wheels on it, but they put it on the trailer. And the deck of the trailer is a little rotted, and the wheel was like going right through the deck of the trailer because it's so heavy. I just didn't know if you'd ever messed with one of those, because as I understand it, the operating system is very, very proprietary.
Yeah.
I
No,
thought it was a great Minecraft server.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, Linux probably has a version for it. No, I have never seen one of those. All of my background is in IBM.
AS400.
Z series, the bigger boxes.
Okay.
The AS400. I have some AS400 experience, but no, the large Z frames. The refrigerator size ones.
Right. This is like a half refrigerator size.
Yeah. They're pretty cool. I mean, it's old school and it is all proprietary, but and it costs a fortune, but it's something to do.
Yeah. Well, it pays the bills, right?
It does that. It does that well, I have to say.
Yeah, I just like, I got to find somebody that knows about that and see if there's some way that I could fire it up. I mean, even just to mess around with it. I will run a 220 30 amp outlet in my garage so that I can wire that thing up just to see what I can make it do. And then I really don't want it to do anything but boot up. I want an old green monochrome screen. And then I just want it to come up and say, do you want to play a game? That's all I want it to do.
And you could heat your garage.
Oh, I bet. No, I mean, the caster wheels on it are definitely worth more than $5, but yeah, I thought, well, maybe I'll take it upstairs. I was gonna. Oh, Walter's back with us. I was going to take all the blades out of it and make drawers. Like put drawers in the rack and use it as storage.
Yeah.
But each blade is 40 pounds, and again, 8 blades, and the whole thing weighs 650 pounds. So do the math, and then you can figure out that I'm not carrying that thing up the stairs.
No.
Hi, Walter. He's with us, but I don't think he's with us.
He was glitching out.
Really choppy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just creepy. Yeah, if you're trying to talk to us, Walter, it's not coming through at all.
Chris started on HAL 9000 mainframe. It's funny you say that because every shop I've ever worked, because I've worked at a lot of different mainframe shops, we have always had one LPAR called HAL. I have one. I work on HAL a couple times a week still. Is he the one driving?
Probably. Yeah, we got a thumbs up.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, well, I'm connected to the Duet through the YAT terminal program, but
you can't connect to
it's not connecting to my Wi-Fi. And you would think that through the panel do. I mean, there is a console on here, but you would think that you'd be able to see the Wi-Fi and stuff through the panel do.
Yeah, I haven't spent enough time on that panel to even know what it's like. Walter let me push a few buttons on his when I was at Earth, and that's about all the experience I have.
It says it's connected, and it says the Wi-Fi module is idle. Now, I don't know if that connected is the Wi-Fi is connected or if it's just trying to follow the tutorial.
Yeah, HAL and IBM, how HAL got named.
Yeah, years ago, I did a lot of work for the Kissimmee Utility Authority, which is the power company for the town of Kissimmee. And they had an IT department, and yet they subcontracted me. And in the beginning, I could never figure out why. You know, how do you have a whole IT department? But their IT department only worked on like the mainframe, you know, on the AS400 and stuff. They didn't do any of that petty computer stuff.
Right.
Little audio from Walter.
No video, just audio. And it
Yeah,
sounds like rain
one or the
driving.
other.
Hey, can y'all hear me now?
We can hear you, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, because I could hear y'all before when I was on Bluetooth, but y'all couldn't hear me.
No, we were only getting like one frame every 2 or 3 seconds. It was real choppy video too.
Oh, well, I was going to tell you there is a command to find your IP address on the Duet Wi-Fi. I just don't know what that command is.
Well, that's of little help.
Well, you can Google for it. I mean, it's not that hard to type it into Google.
Let me go back and watch my YouTube video.
Well, I mean, the thing is like I'm scanning my network and I'm not seeing it on my network. And I'm almost positive that it was supposed to be 230.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And I'm thinking it has something to do with when I set it up to take it to Orlando Maker Faire. All right, I'll Google it.
All right, I got to find the exit here, so give me a minute.
It's 285, and then you'll be coming to my house.
Shush up. I don't know what the hell where's my exit? Oh, this is it right here.
These chats are amazing.
Constructioned over. You couldn't even get in the turn lane. I swear. Y'all gonna hear me cuss online here in just a minute.
You better not. It's a family-friendly channel.
Wait, your channel, ain't it?
I'm going to click this ban button right now.
Oh.
Ron the Happy Extruder says M122.
M122.
What in the crap?
Yeah,
I love Orlando. I love cities with like all these little spaghetti thingamajiggies.
That gave me Ethernet version and the board ID, but did not seem to give me
Okay, what do you need?
the IP. Let me try it. Let me try it in the other terminal. I love the fact that it has a console built into the panel too, but
Okay, well,
Yeah, so the Duet is actually running RipRap firmware. So yeah, it creates a bed mesh pretty similar to Marlin.
yeah, I don't think this terminal is working right either. I'm running through like a 9-foot long cord.
The exit's usually right near the sign. Officer, I crossed the stream. So.
M552S1.
I think I'm gonna put y'all back on Bluetooth and
Okay.
comment whenever I need to comment.
All right.
Because I can hardly hear y'all
so I need to get on my
Okay.
on YouTube and go to Glenn's channel.
Tom the Printing Llama says you made it an access point.
No, I didn't. I had a router. I brought a whole nother router with me to Orlando. Glenn, you made it an access point. I promise I didn't. Not intentionally. I'll scan, but I don't think so.
Yeah, still no audio from Walter.
Oh, he said he was going to put us on Bluetooth so that he could listen, but no, it is not an access point, but good call, Tom. I mean, good thinking. M587. I'm just going to keep sending commands till something works.
Like I say, I did that one time, but then I purged it from memory.
Huh. I think I got it, but that is on an IP address that it shouldn't be. I set mine in the router. I don't set it in the device. I set mine in the router. So it's possible something got knocked out of there, but when I say that, it's not pulling it up, so that might not be right either.
So, Glenn, I was asking you the other day about creating PCBs.
Yes, sir.
So I have a so putting Wi-Fi on a just using a cheap ESP module and putting Wi-Fi on a 3D printer is not that easy to do, and there's some soldering and voltage regulators and stuff like that that you really ought to set up to get it to work correctly.
Okay.
So I thought about making deving up a PCB with all of that on it and making it tiny, and then you get your own ESP module, you slap it on top, and then the whole thing sets right on your RAMs board on the pins. Because I get a lot of questions about that config. How do I add Wi-Fi to stuff? And if that board was available for like $3, that would make your life so much easier when you try to put something like that together.
Right.
And I've seen the laser paper, you iron it and you do the etching and stuff and try to do it that way. But if I found some companies, some Chinese companies that like $20 and they'll do it for you. I don't know how they're going to turn out, but
well, I mean, as far as having the boards made, you can get like 3 boards for $1 to have just the board made. When you say that they're going to do it, are they going to put the components on it too?
No, this is just the boards. They charge you for the initial mock-up or whatever.
Design and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not so bad then. Yeah, because I do all my design in Eagle CAD. Yeah, I think it's called Eagle CAD.
Yeah.
But I'm not real good at it. Like I don't do all the different layers. And then I end up exporting it and cleaning it up in like Photoshop.
Yeah.
And then I do the toner transfer method.
Yeah, I kind of want to try it just to see how it turns out. But
it's fun, and I mean it's not costly.
Yeah.
I mean once you have there it is. It's working now. I don't know why. It's working on the IP that it was supposed to be on. I mean once you have the acid, the etching acid and stuff. PC boards, the little copper clad boards are super cheap, but it was the paper. Like I said, some of the how-tos that you watch will show them like tearing out a sheet out of a magazine, like the glossy magazine pages, and then they just print on that, tape it to a regular sheet of paper, and then run it through the printer and print on that and use that because it's like a clay-based paper.
Okay.
I tried like Avery mailing labels. I tried the backing of those, not the label itself, but the wax paper part of it. And that worked okay. I tried the back of sticker vinyl. That didn't work as well. It was Staples brand laser photo paper that I was using that I had the best. But it's getting the right amount of pressure, the right amount of heat.
Right.
A lot of people have modified laminating machines, and then you run it. What?
Hey, Chris, there's one of the guys that I saw that did it pretty simply was Bit Looney. Have you ever seen him?
No.
He runs a YouTube channel called Bit Looney's Lab. And he did a tutorial like step by step with the laser printer too, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I think it would be just fun to do one afternoon. So like I might give it a try.
Okay. Well, I'm holding y'all up to my ear so I can hear you. The video Regina's watching's behind, but so y'all should be seeing out my driver's window.
Yeah, we are.
Well, I'll try to turn it so you're not looking up my nose like Regina said you are. I guess I could turn my camera off. It wouldn't be that bad. There, that's better.
Thank you.
Shut up.
So now that I'm in here, I'm on I'm in the control panel for the Duet, and I'm on the print status page, but I don't see a way to raise the Z.
It's on the control, and then
But
you click move.
I need to raise it without homing.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to do that with command code.
Yeah, I can't find.
But there's a command.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
There's a command that you have to run, Glenn. Hello?
Hello?
No, but it went away. I can't.
We still hear you.
All right. So anyway, Glenn, there's a command that you have to enter to turn off the move before homing or something. And no, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Tristan, full ESP board with micro USB. Yeah, you can't. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. I was trying to come up with something that I could tell people, okay, if you put these components together, it's going to be like $4, and you can do Wi-Fi. But I don't know. I was just toying with the idea. So you need a command. Do it.
To turn off the check for homing before move, Chris.
I imagine you could execute a macro that has an M564H0. This allows movement before homing.
Okay, then that's the command.
As mentioned, check out the M564, but be aware that the homing parameter has no effect on a Delta printer. Well, I don't care. I'm not using a Delta. I typed M564H0, but it's not letting me lower the extruder. I don't need to lower it. I need to raise it. All right, so let's try that.
How far would it be to use?
M564. Double check that because I think M65 is the one where it just catches on fire. H0.
ESP to send G code to Duet using Alexa. I don't know.
Code did not give me any return value. Like it didn't. Aha, but it worked. I need to write that down forever and ever. In fact, I might just Sharpie marker it right to the front of the printer.
How hard would it be to use it, especially to send G code to Duet using Alexa as input?
Was that to me?
No, not to you. Y'all three on the thing. He didn't say to anybody.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Virginia just read that Tristan asked, how hard would it be to set up the Duet to send G code through Alexa? And I mean, you would have to write a skill to do that. That would interface with the RepRap firmware or the web API on the Duet, I think.
Yeah.
What would the goal be? Like, what would?
You could tell it to run in 114 or something vocally.
Oh, so you could be like, "Hey Alexa" or whatever it is.
Yeah. which would be cool. Somebody do that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
To voice command your printer.
Yeah.
yeah, you could say, Alexa, how much time left on my print? You know, you could write a skill that would get all the information that's available through the API.
I think it would be just as easy to interface if somebody hasn't already done it, but to interface to like Octoprint.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm sure it would, because basically when they send the response back, you would weed it out and then just tell Alexa to speak whatever the output was. So
I'll say on my FK1,
that would work.
Alexa preheat hot end.
Yeah. Or Alexa preheat my printer. You know.
I'm coming home with Hot Pockets.
There you go. But if Chris gets on Robbie Brown's pizza printer, then on the way home you can say, Alexa, make me a pizza.
I said yellow drop crazy right now.
Well, and for those of you that have an Echo, you could say, Echo, buy me a new printer. Or for those Star Trek fans that have it set to computer, you could say, computer, buy me some gold bullion. But I mean, you could interface it to do an emergency stop, like if you were monitoring it or something from distance and didn't have it, you could go to the Alexa app and tell it to stop your printer or something.
Yeah. Alexa, don't break.
Right, don't break. Too late, Ethel.
There you go.
Rather expensive toaster you built there, Glenn.
You need to do. You don't need Hot Pockets. You need the mini $1 pizza. You just slide it on there.
All right. I think I have to go in and tell this thing that I have a bed heater now.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking that was in the config G.
Teaching Alexa to 3D print on Hackaday. I definitely want to check that out.
I might have to look into that Alexa TV before they had one, and then I wrote one for the Yamaha stereo that I have, and before they had one for Yamaha stereo. So I may have to look into that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alexa, print Thingiverse item 275417.
Hey, you know what? That would be, or Alexa, you'd have to slice it and stuff first, Chris. Come on.
Well, that's true.
Alexa print thing.
But now,
But again, if you interface to Octoprint, you could have it slice for you too.
That's correct. That's what I was going to say. You could have the Cura profile on there and say, Alexa, download this, send it to the slicer on Octoprint, and print it. That would take quite a bit of work.
So I have a line in my config G file that is M140 space H-1, which I guess would be H-1, which is disable heated bed. So I'm assuming I take the negative out of there and make it H1 and then set the S for the heat, the temperature limit. Does that sound right? Anyone?
Yeah, I mean, it could be H0 instead of H1. It could be a 0 and -1, but I don't know. I've never turned off the heat bed on mine.
Well, I didn't have a heat bed, so when I went through the original configuration, I told it I didn't have a heated bed because I didn't want it. When I told it to preheat, I didn't want it to freak out because there wasn't even a thermistor plugged in.
Right. No, I get you. I've never done it, so I don't have any idea.
Duet's kind of tricky too. Sometimes it's a 1, sometimes it's a 0.
Right. Well, he said it's -1, so
yeah, it's H-1 right now. Well, let me. Set thermistor parameter for heater 1.
Should be H0.
Well, there's a line an M143 space H1 space S280, and it says set temperature limit for heater 1 to 280 degrees Celsius.
But that would H1 would be the, because it's a 0-based array, so that would be the number 1 thermistor, which is your hot end, right? So it should be H0, which would be your heat bed. -1 means there's not one there, so 0 would be the first one, 1 the second, 2,
Heaters M143 S260 set maximum heater temperature. Tom posted in the chat M143. I've already got an M143 though.
Yeah, so 143 does hot end and bed. So S is the hot end, or S is maximum temperature. H is heat bed max.
So it wouldn't be H0, it'd be like H110 or something.
Yeah, the 143 is set in max. That all it does is set max temperature. So H0 S125 would set max.
But the M140 line I have, it's M140 space H-1, and then the comment over to the right is disable heated bed.
Yeah, that would be, I'm pretty sure that would be H0.
And 140 sets temp. So if you set it to -1, that's just turning it off. So M140 is what you would run in your start G code to set the temp.
Oh, so that's just a permanent line to turn it off. It's not really disabling the heat bed. It's just ran every time to turn it off.
Right. So like if you had G code that had a bed temp in it, that would come through and set it to negative, so it would print.
So it needs to comment that line out completely.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
I don't want guess. I want the right answer.
The worst you're gonna do is try it and not work. I mean, it's not like you have to upload it or anything. You just have to save it.
Right answers.
Ken wants to know what the size of the bed is. It is 400 millimeter by 1200 millimeter print area.
Yeah. Tom's right. Yeah. I think you just kill that M140 line and you should be okay.
Yeah, Patrick Neoff said the same thing. I think you just need to take that whole command out.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it is after 6 o'clock. I'm pretty ready for my dinner, to tell you the truth.
Oh, it is after 6. Boy, that time just like screamed by.
Dude.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't get to join y'all, but I do want to remind everybody that next Sunday is my year's celebration and my 1,000 subscriber celebration, all in one, here on Fun in the Country Basement.
Excellent.
I'm still trying to figure out if I should do a 5,000 subscriber giveaway, being I've already done one.
I hear you. But anyway, guys, I'm going to drop over here too because I'm driving. So I'm going to get out of here before the end of the stream. Thanks, everybody. Sorry I couldn't be online. I was going to try to make it to Glenn's. I didn't make it. But we'll see you tomorrow evening. I will anyway.
All right, Walter, take care.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, so real quick before we drop off, I now have under tools, I do have a bed heater listed, but it says the current temperature is 2,000 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I think there's something I got to do to tell it what thermistor I have, maybe.
Yeah, I would have to go back to the configuration tool to tell you.
Yeah, I'll keep playing with it. It's all right.
Yeah.
So, but all right, go ahead and do your outro then, Mr. Chris.
All right. It has been another fun-filled Sunday, Fun in the Country Basement. If you would like to get in contact with me, I'm now on Twitter, Chris Riley 3D. I am on YouTube, YouTube/Chris Riley. 3D printing stuff, videos every week. I have a lot more stuff coming. Hopefully it's somewhat interesting. But I will usually almost every Sunday try to make it to the stream because it's a great time. So I will see you next week.
Awesome. And I am Glenn, and this is Fun King 3D. And I'm so excited that we made it all the way through a whole entire Fun in the Country basement here on Fun King 3D without the computer going out to lunch. And I'm gonna have to assume at this point that everything is fixed. So, but yeah, we don't have a whole lot coming up. The MakerBox video will be out this week. Otherwise, I don't really think I got much coming out, but stuff about the FK1 that is now my focus until Murph, and I'm absolutely looking forward to Murph. So I guess that's it then. We thank each and every one of you guys for being here. We love every one of you. You guys make it worth doing this. And it's Thomas Mraz says he'd drop it to 1950 just to be safe. You guys are awesome. So thank you guys so much. And if we don't see you before this, we will definitely see you next Sunday, 4 p.m. Watch funinthecountrybasement.com or funcountrybasement.com. Either one will take you to the same place. It will always have the most updated link, at least by Sunday before the stream starts, so that you know where we are. And next week it will be hosted on Walter's channel for his big birthday celebration. Hopefully some guests, some random guests will be popping in and out, and it should be fun. It should be a good time. So that's it for me. You guys be good, be safe, and as always, print on.